What are you doing, Ibrahim? So I want to know if Quran free or not.
Yeah. According to the narration of the Bible, God asked Abraham to sacrifice his son.
Yes.
According to the narration of the Bible, he asked to sacrifice Ishaq, not Ishmael.
Yes.
But according to the narration of the Quran, he asks him to sacrifice Ismail, not Ishaq. We can say that the narration of the Bible is fabrication or insertion in the Bible because there are some logical inconsistency. I mean, in the narration. For example, God already told Abraham that he will make his son, what we call it, like he will have many descendants, maybe, if you understand me, I don't know. He told him already he will have a sons and blah blah. But if the sacrification is for taste, that's illogical because you can't taste somebody while he's knowing the taste is already passed. For example, you can take an example, open book exam, open book exam. If someone has having open book exam, that is not a test because he can see the answer from the textbook or from the whatever the material is. So similar thing is happen in the Bible. God asked Abraham to sacrifice Ishaq, okay, but Abraham already know Ishaq will not die in that scenario. So that's not a test.
Yes, I understand.
Insertion. It was originally, we believe as a Muslim, it was originally talking about Ismail, but some Jewish scholars or some Jewish peoples who have the authority regarding to the manuscripts of the Old Testament have changed the narration from Ismail to Ishaq. Why? Because okay, there can be many reasons, but the main thing is there is an insertion or fabrication. So the narration is not correct that we get in the Bible. But if you come to the Quran, it's logical to ask to sacrifice Ismail because he didn't tell him that he will survive or die. Abraham knows nothing. I think you understand me, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
understand.
Do you have another question?
Okay, thank you. But there's
okay.
ማሂር ሶሪ አንድ ፖይንት ላንሳላት ነው።
አይሽ
ከሳክሪፋይ ከማድረግ አንጻር አንድ ፖይንት ላንሳላት፣ ከዛ እንትን ትላለች። እስቲ ጥቅሱን አንዴ ላገኘውና ሶሪ እናወራታለን። እሺ ሶቶ በቃ ሌላ እንትን እናደርገዋለን። ዘጸአት ምዕራፍ 13 ቁጥር 13 እንዳነሳላት ነበረ። ኖርማሊ ሌላ ጥያቄ ላይ ብትሄድ ይሻላል።
ግን ብታነሳው አሪፍ ነው። አሪፍ ፖይንት
በኋላ ደግሞ ማስረዳቱ ችግር ነው። ሳስበው አይምሬ ብዙ ነገር ተፈጠረ። እሷ ጋር እንትን ይበል እንትን ትጠይቅና ወይ በኋላ የሆነ ሰዓት ላይ እናነሳዋለን።
You can ask your next question, please. ወይ እንግሊዘኛ ጉድ
አገር ወገኔት ነው አትጠይቋትም እንዴ?
ምን አገባሽ? እንግሊዘኛ ተደም እንጂ
የአፍሪካን እንግሊዘኛ ነው።
ወራሪ ፍሮም በላት እንጂ
አይ ነው
You may mute. Do you have any other questions? You can ask him.
Yeah, I have another question.
Okay.
Please, I want to explain for me about Jesus and Muhammad. So, and Christian, we believe Jesus.
You can read.
Well, I want to ask about Jesus and Muhammad. In the Christian, we believe. Okay, people we believe Jesus because sometimes there's people we don't know. We believe Jesus. Maybe sometimes we call Jesus is a God. Jesus, yeah, like we call Jesus a son of God, but it's not a son of God. Yani we call like God. He bring us maybe like to come to save us. I don't know. And in the Quran, I like to explain for me, like to read for me for had the Quran what's happened for Jesus. In the Christian, we call it Jesus. In the Quran, what's supposed to that story is true or
Okay. There is no any evidence that shows Jesus was a God or the God which come to the world for the purpose of salvation. There is no any evidence. He was a messenger of God, and in the Gospel of John, there are many verses which tells us that Jesus Christ is a messenger plus a prophet of God, as any messengers and prophets like Moses, Daniel, Isaiah, and others. The first point is this. In the Quran, he is a prophet again, a messenger of God. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says,
okay?
وَرَسُولًا إِلَى بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل, and he's a messenger for the people of Israel. Okay, so he was a messenger, simply, and he says like, إِنَّ اللَّهَ رَبِّي وَرَبُّكُمْ, Allah is my Lord and your Lord, فَعْبُدُوهُ, worship him. This is the message of Isa alayhi salam, or Jesus Christ, for his people. In the Bible, he said like, my father is greater than I, in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse, I think, 28. Yeah, so even, wait, give me a minute.
ጥቅስ ልከፍትልህ እችላለሁ ማየር እኔ ከፈለክ።
አይ ኦልሬዲ እየከፈትኩ ስለሆነ
አየሽ።
ማየር can you listen me?
Yeah. ሰላም አለይኩም።
ወአለይኩም ሰላም ወራህመቱላሂ ወበረካቱ። ታች ላይ she's trying to challenge us ምናምን ብሎ ነው የጻፈው አይደል? አይ ኔትወርክ ይዘ አልሰማሁም መሰለኝ። አይ ቲንክ አይሰማም።
ትሰማለህ? አሁን ትሰማለህ ኡስታዝ?
ኦኬ። አይ ቺሊንግ ምናምን ብሎ ጽፎ ነበር።
አይ ዝም ብሎ ነው ኡስታዝ፣ አላወቋትም።
ኦኬ ቀጥሉ። በቃ ኔትወርክ ነው እኔ ጋር።
አይ ስላላወቋት ነው።
ኦኬ ቀጥሉ። go ahead.
Okay. User Hayuti or friend of Hayuti. I don't know your name. So Jesus himself said in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 6, verse 4, Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, So he's admitting that he's a prophet. He's telling them he's not honored in his own country. His people are not honoring him. So he's telling his people that he's a prophet. And you can see the Gospel of John, chapter 17, verse, I think, verse 3. Yeah. He says, this is life, and this is life eternal. I think it's King James Version. This is life eternal, that they might know the only true God. I want you to focus. There is only true God. There is a person or an essence called the only true God. And Jesus. Who is Jesus? It continues. Whom thou hast sent. There is a true God, and that true God has sent Jesus Christ to this world.
Yes.
So he's a messenger, he's a prophet. We can add like in Isaiah chapter 42. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 1, God speaks to Isaiah about Jesus, and he says, behold my servant. He said to Jesus like he's his servant. So in general, Jesus was a prophet, a messenger, a servant of God or Allah. Similarly, in the Quran, he says he's a servant of God. Like in the chapter 19, Surah Al-Maryam, he says, he says, Inni Abdullah. Oh, yeah. Inni Abdullah. I am the servant of Allah. And he gave me a book, Atani al-Kitab. He gave me a book and made me a prophet. So he was a prophet, he was a servant of God, according to the Islamic theory. They are not originally found in the Bible. There is no evidence which supports them. Did you get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Is it clear or?
Yeah.